Hey, welcome back, folks. Uh, this presentation covers a series of 7 separate events which took place over the last couple days here in Los Angeles. We've tried to integrate the real time footage without zooming, in contrast with the zoomed and the scrubbed slash slowed footage, to give you all a sense of how fast these things are moving and how difficult they are to see with the naked eye. Here we go. So this is obviously real-time footage and then slowed footage. And to us, this one seems to go in and out of the exhaust stream. But either way, I mean, it just, depends on how you view it. But what is not at issue is the speed. And all of these videos are at 60 frames per second, 4K. So when you factor that in, and then see the speed of these things, it's tough to wrap your brain around it, simply put. Yeah, so there it was again at real speed, and then there's one screen capture, just to sort of document it. And that's the pattern. Here it is again, regular time, regular speed with no zoom, and you basically see nothing. At least I don't see anything. Then you slow it down, and obviously the rotor speed tells you or gives you a sense of how slow we are slowing it down. Just like with the Chinook video that we posted not too long ago. Yeah, and then you zoom in and this is what happens. It seems like it's repetitive. Whatever these things are and whatever they're doing, they're consistent. That much we can say, because these same cockpit level flybys, incursions, whatever you want to call them, seem to be happening. And the speed is just perplexing. And again, we refer you to the rotor speed and the 60 frame per second. And again, at real speed with no zooming. And yeah, I mean, who knows? Super fascinating, but I mean, I don't know if anybody knows at this point. And again, real speed. You might be able to see something here at real speed. I don't know. But there's actually two, one going from like 4 o'clock up to 10 o'clock, and then the primary one, which is the most obvious, coming down from like 2 o'clock to 8 o'clock. And I mean, you can see that it's reflective for whatever reason, at least in one frame. And again, these things change frame to frame, like cuttlefish. That's why we've been calling them aerial cuttlefish, conceptually at least. And again, that was at real time, and then, yeah, that sort of speaks for itself. Now, this one's super interesting because there's actually two, and they crisscross, or they appear to crisscross. And again, at real time, look at this speed. That is so fast. And so we slowed it down, and it seemed like, and then we scrubbed back and forth through this one, and it literally seems like two of these things converge on one airplane. Why? Who knows? But, this isn't the behavior of birds, and it's certainly not the behavior of bugs, and it's not, performance-wise, it's not the speed of either. And again, 60 frames per second, and these things are jumping. So, now this is an interesting one because the speed is slowed. The helicopter is actually moving, and this thing was almost like hovering. So this one was super fascinating. But then you see the blur occur, which we've talked about before, which is the autofocus struggling when an aircraft and one of these things come into frame together. They often create a blur because the tech can't sort it out, I guess. But yeah, I mean, this helicopter is basically flying over our heads, and whatever that is came into frame. And yeah. And again, at real speed. I mean, we've watched a lot of these videos, and it's still very difficult to, in real time, to see any of this happening. And this is a really fast one also. But the behavioral pattern is the same, which is, you know, flying up on, I don't even know if they're flying, but they're approaching our aircraft in flight, and they're doing it so fast that it's essentially impossible to see with the naked eye. But the question is, what is it and what are they doing? I mean, why is it that this is their pattern of behavior? Is it reconnaissance? I mean, are they checking for nukes? You know, like part of the whole shutdown situation with Maelstrom? I mean, are they patrolling for things they don't want in their sky? Who knows? But again, and this reminds me a lot of the Chinook video because it's literally, it's the same MO. Pretty damn fast. And that's it in real time. I mean, come on. Yeah. And then, you know, you slow it down, you zoom in, and that's what it looks like. I mean, it's bananas. But bananas that is actually also happening on a daily basis. So I don't know if you can really say it's bananas. It's reality is what it is. And as always, we're left with more questions and answers. Anyway, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this. See you next time.